Well, yeehaw, partners.
Hey, everybody, we're back. It's Mike and Ed, father-son team, and today we're doing a whiskey review of Cowboy Country bourbon and
Corn whiskey.
Corn whiskey.
And, well, first things first, I want to issue an apology to my co-host, who
happened to be watching Tuesday and just got dissed like you wouldn't believe. But it was okay, I understood.
No, actually, I wanted to issue an apology to you about the football thing. I have been getting just slammed in the comments saying I need to let the old man talk about the football as much as he wants.
Well, you know what? This is a football show. No, it's not. It's a whiskey show, so we're not going to talk sports. But you know what? Hey, I'm big with that. So I'm not going to say anything about anything sports related anymore. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, good.
All right. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk whiskey, because these were sent to us from the good people at Cowboy Country Distilling over in Pinedale, Wyoming. In fact, I got to talk to their very nice master distiller, Tim Trites, who he says he's been in the business for decades.
Decades.
Yeah, decades. Wow. And he sent us a nice little letter along with these samples. He actually says he's been watching the Rotgut review since the first episode, which I feel bad because those first episodes were rough.
But fun. Yeah, I miss the old days. A year ago.
So he sent us a couple of things. First, he sent us their corn whiskey, which is their Gold Spur corn whiskey, which is currently available on the market. You can buy it right now.
I had to ask, why is it a corn whiskey and not a bourbon?
Right. So corn whiskey in the United States has to be 80% corn, and then it has to be aged. Well, it can either be unaged, or if you do age it, it has to be aged in either uncharred barrels or refill barrels, or first fill, used barrel. So in this case, this is actually, let's make sure I got the mash bill right. 80% Wyoming corn, okay. 15% Wyoming millet, 5% Wyoming oats, and then aged in used bourbon.
Okay.
Yeah, which is pretty cool because why don't we pour a couple? I actually,
first thing I noticed, it's a little light.
It is.
Yeah.
So this is coming in at 1 to 3 years old. I poured off the neck pour right quick before you got here, and I capped it. Because I think we're going to do that with new bottles from now on.
Yeah.
Just because I want to give everybody like the same fair shake. Like if we have a new bottle, we're going to pour off the neck pour and drink from the bottle itself.
And we're going to make Erica drink it later.
Yeah, right.
Don't tell her.
But after we get done with the corn whiskey, we got something even more exciting. They sent us, this is the very first review sample they have ever sent out of their bourbon whiskey. They sent it to us.
We're sure that's bourbon.
So, as it turns out, it pays to make an ass of yourself on the internet.
There you go.
Yeah. So let's talk about, we can talk about the bourbon in a second. Let's look at this corn whiskey.
Corn whiskey.
Quick. Yeah, so I was talking to him about his use of millet, which I was really interested in.
Okay, now, I go to the breakfast cereal row and I get rice checks, I get cornflakes, I get millet pellets. No, I don't. Pellets. Okay, what is millet?
So millet is actually not that common of a grain here in the United States.
Right.
It's really more common over in Asia and sub-Saharan Africa because it's a more drought-resistant, hardier grain.
Okay.
So you don't really see it in whiskey that much. But he decided to use millet because he thinks it gives that same kind of spicy tingle without the harshness. Same spicy tingle as rye without those harsh notes that a lot of people don't like.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then oats he used, because this is actually pot distilled. It's triple distilled in a pot still, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he really did compare it to Irish whiskey in that, like single pot still is 95% malted and unmalted barley, 5% oats. So he kind of did something similar here where he's including that little 5% oats just to boost up the oiliness.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he says, compare this to an Irish whiskey, except think of it as an Irish whiskey made with corn rather than barley. Yeah.
All right. This will be interesting.
Yeah.
Sure.
So let's check this out. Hey. Now I gotta say, that smells like young corn. Mm-hmm. That's corn whiskey tends to be pretty raw, powerful, grainy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's refill casks, and it's 1 to 3 years old. That's not a lot of time to get a lot of wood interaction.
No.
Although he was saying,
smells young.
Yeah, he was saying
a little oily.
He was saying they get a lot of angel share because of the low pressure. They're at about 7,000 feet.
Ah.
So, yeah.
It doesn't evaporate off.
Well, no, he says it does.
It does?
Yeah.
I thought at higher elevations it would bubble off faster.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
More angel share.
He gets to keep it.
No. Angel share is...
How high is he?
He's 7,000 feet.
7,000 feet. That's high.
Yeah.
We're like 0 here in Milwaukee.
Yeah, we're like 600.
Yeah, like we get water and the basement's flooded. It's great.
Exactly. So he's actually losing more. There's more leaking out.
7,000 feet. That's pretty high.
Yeah.
It's not quite a Denver. Oh, it's higher than Denver. Where are these? Oh, they must be in...
They're in Pinedale, Wyoming.
Pinedale, Wyoming?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, I think on the nose, there's kind of a light chocolatey thing I'm getting a little bit. He didn't send us any tasting notes, which I really appreciate. Good on you. Thank you, Mr. Tim. And I gotta say, it's definitely not it's not as raw, straight up corn.
No.
As a lot of corn whiskeys.
That's true.
It's not. Like, think about PBR that we just had.
Let's not think about that. That was not good.
No, this is a far cry from that. This is a far cry. There's a little bit of spice there too. I'm thinking...
Is that what that is?
A little cardamom, maybe? Yeah. There's a little bit of corn funk. There's a little bit of young corn funk. But once you get past that...
Touch of apple vinegar.
Oh, I could see that, yeah. Yeah, actually, that's a good call. Apple vinegar, for sure. Yeah, but
I can't wait to taste this.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah. Got the spice.
Yeah. I actually really like the entrance on that. It's interesting. That's almost... There's this interesting orchard fruit, red apple. It's not quite plummy. It's not quite dark fruit.
No.
But it is that...
It's light.
It's that light orchard fruit thing going on. Yeah. And the finish is very nice, actually. The finish still has a lot of that...
Little tang.
It's a little tang. I will admit, this is... I mean, if you're not into that really raw corn whiskey taste, there's still a little bit of that there. It's still there. Oh, it's still there.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely still there. But for being as young as it is...
It's drinkable.
Yeah, I like the fruitiness on it. I told the old man, even though they sent us samples and they were very nice to us, we can't pull punches on this. We have to give honest opinions.
Okay, it's not my favorite. It's drinkable.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a young nose.
The nose does smell young, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a good entrance. It kind of dissipates somewhat on the finish.
Yeah. It's for a corn whiskey,
though. Corn whiskey.
For a young corn whiskey, this is very drinkable. It's got more complexity than a lot of corn whiskeys, I would say.
Right.
That said, if you're not into big raw corn flavor, which I know I'm not quite as much... it's not exactly. Yeah, it's
what does a bottle cost?
About $40.
Okay,
which I think is not bad actually. I think for craft distilling, that's not a terrible price.
No, that's great.
Yeah. You want to put a drop of water in this? See what happens.
Sure.
All right. This video may run long.
What is our proof?
43% alcohol, 86 proof.
Nice.
All right. So we'll fade out real quick and then be back with our decisions about the water.
That's that corn again. And like you say, that's just that young corn.
Yeah.
hasn't been properly mellowed and tamed, and
Right.
which is kind of fun. I mean, it's straight up in your face corn.
It is. It is very much so.
But the millet is kind of interesting
Yeah.
too. Just enough of a, and I think that works in its favor.
You think so?
I think so. If it
Okay.
were just that straight young corn taste without the spice going on, I think it would be kind of hollow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of a hollow, not such a big flavor. It's coming in light.
Yeah.
So.
I'm keeping this in. We're just gonna roll
Oh.
from here. We're back. We faded in a while ago. He was just talking. And I was like, "This is great stuff. I'm keeping this stuff in."
I was just going to mention it later, but okay. Anyway, we have added water, so yeah, we're going to now taste it again.
Yeah. I want to say on the nose with the water, I think it helps it.
Yeah, mutes it.
Well, it mutes the corn a little bit.
Right.
It brings out little brown sugar, maybe a little bit of spice,
and the fruity notes that you were talking about.
Yeah, this with a little water. This now smells more like an Irish whiskey to me.
Yeah.
This smells more like an Irish whiskey. I think when we first poured it, it was just too raw corny. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, let's get a taste, eh? Yeah, it's not bad.
Corn.
It's corn. It's heavy corn.
Yeah.
I gotta say, for me, the nose got better. The taste is more or less the same. It's still a little too rough, corny for me.
Right.
It is. It is. I think this is the best corn whiskey I've had on this show. Would it be something I'd want to drink regularly?
Oh, it'd be fun to bring out once in a while.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I've got this, that, the other thing.
Yeah.
Let's try.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Why don't we take a peek at their bourbon real quick?
Okay.
I'm going to take a sip of water.
Or do we want to do a bourbon show?
No, let's just do it as one, hey?
Okay.
We're doing it. All right, so let's talk about their bourbon real quick. So, their straight bourbon is coming out. So this is their straight bourbon coming out in about a year.
Okay.
So we've got it. We got it first.
Got it young.
It was twice pot distilled, as opposed to this, which was 3 times. So it was under 80 proof, which is obvious, or it's 160 proof, 80% alcohol, which is obviously required for bourbon. And then it's the same mash bill as the corn.
Okay.
And then aged 2 years in new white oak barrels from Kentucky. It's the barrels were toasted and then number 3 charred. Whiskey was placed in barrels at 105 proof and is presently at 60% alcohol, 120 proof. So that's a little bit of a kick. Oh.
I'm going to give you the bigger glass.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
You're going to...
And we can save this one for Erica, hey?
That's what I'm thinking.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah. So, same mash bill, but new oak, only 2 times distilled rather than the 3 times. So this is just pot distilled more like Scotch or Connemara Irish than, the standard Middleton stuff.
But they call it a bourbon.
It is a bourbon this time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I gotta say, the nose on this one is already
sweeter.
So much
nicer.
So much nicer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's really lovely, actually. That's really lovely. Toasted marshmallow.
Toffee-esque.
Yeah, toffee-esque. Maybe still a touch of that apple orchard vinegar thing.
But it's all cohesive.
Oh, it really is.
It's nice. Yeah.
That is playing really nice together.
Yeah, right.
Oh, man.
There's nothing that just sticks out and bites you.
Yeah. I'm still getting a little bit of that cardamom, spiky, something spicy. Like in a good way, though. It's a little bit more covered up than with the corn whiskey. But, yeah. Oh, and it's buried in like vanilla. It's like spicy vanilla almost.
Yeah, wait till you taste it.
Oh, that finish is nice.
It's not a huge bold flavor, but it's got
No.
the little vanilla. It's got the...
It's not bold on the beginning. I
No.
will say that. The beginning, you can kind of see the same backbone as this one. Very similar kind of thing going on there, I would say.
I got the spice going, though.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
But the finish, I think the finish is where this one shines. This one, all that toasted marshmallow, that vanilla, that's where it's bold. The entrance is, not that bold.
It's okay.
The finish,
It's still there.
it sits there. It's sitting with me, man. It's just boom. Here I am. I'm gonna be hanging out with you for a while.
I actually kind of like this one.
Yeah. You know what? It's interesting because this reminds me a little bit if you crossed Uncle Nearest with a little bit of Brimstone out of Texas. That's what I'm thinking. This one
Just
kind
a hair of brimstone.
just a touch.
Yeah,
just
that's
a
such
wee,
a campfire.
wee teeny tiny bit of Brimstone. That's
Sure.
That's what this reminds me of.
Better blended taste and a longer finish. Can't
Yeah.
go wrong there.
Yeah, I think, like I say, still maybe still a touch raw in the terms of the high corn flavor.
Right.
I will say that. I think that's the only thing I might detract from it.
Right.
But
You
that's
like the barrel notes.
yeah,
The heavy.
that's true.
Yeah.
But that's only on the entrance. Once it gets to the finish, that all disappears, and it is just a lovely, lovely feeling. What was that?
Nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Should we add a drop of water to this one, or do you think this one's ran long enough?
I think we've run, but
All right. Why don't I just put a drop of water in mine?
yours.
We'll. Yeah, you're almost
I'm
out.
done.
All right.
I gave you the.
You sure did. You gave me the lion's share.
Yeah.
All right. Fading out. All right. We're back. Let's take it. We put a drop of water in this, so this is coming down from 60%. Yeah, 60% to like
48,
No,
50?
not even close. Maybe 55.
Ah.
Ooh, the spice came out quite a bit. Check that out. Get in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That got way more spicy vegetal. That's kind of neat. All right, I'm gonna get a sip. Yeah. I actually think that brought out more spice and toned down the really corny graininess.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's better.
I think so. I think both of these I liked a little better with a drop of water. So, but of the two,
All right. Yeah, we were just saying. Why would you buy corn whiskey?
the corn whiskey if you
when
can get the
a
bourbon.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the answer was,
we should just get the bourbon.
although there's something fun to say about,
Oh,
hey,
no.
I got some corn whiskey, guys.
Yeah.
Come on over. We just distilled this in the backwoods.
Right.
So-
Well, no, and I think corn whiskey. I think this particular corn whiskey is outshone by its bourbon brother here.
Right.
It is. The bourbon, I think, is way, way, way better.
Right.
That said, I think that's if people keep experimenting with corn whiskey, maybe we're going to find some really cool stuff. Maybe they're going to start doing it in used sherry barrels or something. I don't know. Something interesting like
Rum
that.
barrels.
Exactly. There you go. Because I think this one is a solid whiskey, and I'd be excited to see what they do with it next.
Right.
Because I think it could be it's okay now.
it's
It could be better.
And you said it's due out in a year?
This one's due out in a year. This one's out. This one's on shelves now. But the bourbon's out in a year. So actually keep an eye out for this
Perfect.
one. If you like bourbon, that is the one to go for.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of that one. So, but yeah, that has been Cowboy Country out of Wyoming. Hopefully,
Our first review of them.
yeah, hopefully we were even-handed enough that they're not too mad at us now. That's the thing. Like, we've pissed off enough producers already. I don't think we need
And
to.
distillers.
Yeah.
And people on the interweb in general.
It's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
But hey, what are you going to do?
Yep.
So,
Until next time.
yeah. We'll call it a night and stay tuned, stay rotten, What are we doing? We're
Like, commenting, and subscribing.
that too.
I love how you can never deliver that concisely.
No. It's not like I tried. But okay.
All right.
Anyway.
Then, until next time, you guys
Hey, stay
stay rotten.